I think people get Memorial Day mixed up with Veterans Day. Memorial Day is for remembrance. Remember those that have given their life, in service to their fellow Americans or in other countries, to their nations. For us, we get it twisted because you see, first we thank veterans that are still here. And while it's appreciated, it's not about us that are still here. It's about those that have passed on in whatever capacity. And I like to extend it not only to military veterans, but policemen, firemen, such. So, rest in peace, y'all. Here's one for you guys. Now, finished off last week, and again, I mentioned this in a video the other day. This is not an Uber issue for me making money. Still did another $860, $870 on Uber last week. But I only made $29 on Lyft. Extremely limited in the amount of requests that I've gotten. I might have gotten 5 requests all week. And you can see the app was on. Only took 2 rides. The only 2 rides that made some kind of sense. But the point is I can't worry about Lyft. And we're going to talk about Lyft in a minute here because they got a little $8 and $7, a little $8 and $7 bonus going on, and we're gonna see what happens there. But Lyft, I don't know what they're tripping on. Is it because I'm in the Tesla and I'm not in the Cadillac? Is it something else? I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But if I have another week this week on Lyft the way I had it last week and the previous couple of weeks, Lyft, I'm gonna call y'all out on something. I'm telling you right now. Because you guys should already be in the middle of the biggest lawsuit in the gig app economy. I'm a little raw today. So we're going to see what happens with this $8 bonus, $7 bonus. I'm even going to drop down to extra comfort to see if I can catch some rides. I have to find a way to make up my Lyft money because it's the lack of Lyft earnings that's hurting my weekly. Remember, I was $1,400-$1,500. I was able to get bills paid off. I was able to take care of doctors. I was able to do things. Now, I'm struggling a little bit, but that's okay. Practice what you preach, right? So I'm going to be out here and I'm going to stay hustling and do what I can. So anyway, that's the big takeaway from the weekend. Airport trips, doing X, they're fine because you can cherry pick a decent ride and you can about make the same money on a next ride coming out of the airport that you do on a comfort ride coming on the street or out of the airport. So that money's relative, and if it doesn't, you can just decline it, go back, come forth, whatever. It's the airport. You're in for some sucker shit when you go into the airport to begin with. It's the rides back to the airport or after the fact that there were no rides, right? Or I shouldn't say no rides. Extremely few rides. So we're not complaining there because I still hit my numbers, right? The numbers are the same for Uber. Guys, I can't lie. My Uber numbers are consistent. Ever since I got this card, it's consistent. It might be a little different ride types. I might have to do a few more rides, but if I'm out on the road, ain't that the point? Do the rides anyway. Y'all can argue and debate it all you want. Numbers don't lie. Math is true. So, we're getting started here now. It is 10:55. My first $8 per ride bonus hour happens to be right where I'm at. The little block. You know how Uber or Lyft does the little fucking block. So we're going to have on Lyft Comfort and Lyft Black, a.k.a. Lyft Lux. And we're going to see what happens in this first hour, if I can get anything out of here. If not, we're going to figure it out. Remember, man, Memorial Day is not about guys like me. It's about guys like me that ain't with us no more. Those are the guys you need to be thanking. Those are the guys when you're tipping that beer today, or dyeing your hair pink, or flipping that burger, or if you're at work, or whatever it is you choose to do. You wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for them guys that's already gone. So while I'm sitting here already 10 minutes into it, not even an inkling of an idea, I want to show you where all the bonus zones are at, right? You see there's only one way up here, and I'm in it. I'm actually in it. You can see it's unlocked. But now let's, by Lyft's own Map Explorer, let's see what wait times look like where I'm at. 5 to 9 minutes on wait times. And this is based on regular Lyft Basic. Look at that. Nobody's ordering. This is why they'll put out these bonuses at this time. That's the ride request wait time. Now let's see recent rider demand. The past 30 minutes, not enough rides. Let's go to an hour. Not enough rides to make a decision. Here's the other part of it. All those dots represent where rides have come from in the last hour. You notice something? Ain't none of them where my little bonus zone is at. None of them. And then, let's look at the other part here. Nearby drivers. This should be interesting. Look at all those nearby drivers, all in that $8 bonus zone. There's no demand over there, but there are all the drivers. Right? So we can see there are drivers everywhere. So I just wanted to show you guys that, because a lot of times in these bonus zones, there's no demand. There's no demand. What are we talking about? How do we get a ride? Well, there's only one way to do it, and I'm not going to do that until I'm at 80% charge, and then I'll drop the regular Lyft and see if there's a ride out there that's worth taking with the $8 bonus. Because I'm really afraid it's going to be fare replacement versus actual bonus. But we're going to find out. All right, so it's been almost 20 minutes. I'm charged up to 77%. I am going to drop down on Lyft right now and see if we get a regular Lyft request and see how bad it is with the $8 bump. And because this is ultimately what they want me to do, right? They want me to drop down so they can make more money. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. You guys can see I dropped down. I mean, what do I have to lose, right? $29 last week for all those hours I put on the clock. What do I have to lose? Let's see how long it takes to get a ride. I'm going to let the screen record. So I guess today's just one of those days. You know, as a driver, there are going to come times where you get people in your car, you know, riders that they just got to tell you their story. And, you know, today I got one that decided to tell me she don't like women, but she likes women. She said men are easier, but she doesn't really like men. She hates everybody. She told me I look younger than I am. I mean, what I don't understand is, I picked her up at a bar at like 12:30 in the afternoon. She was already, and when I dropped her off, it was to another bar. Thank God. Listen, I'm just glad she didn't puke in the car. That's all I care about. Don't puke in my car. Anyway, and you know, it's slow. It's Memorial Day. Memorial Day, y'all. There ain't no rides out here. They're probably way down on the X platform. But like I showed you guys with Lyft today, there's no rides. I mean, either there's no rides or they're not giving them to me with Lyft. And so now I'm back to Lyft Black only, a.k.a. Lyft Lux. I haven't gotten any of those requests. I did get the 2 Lyft rides, though, for like $36 right now. The one ride came in. It was a $7 bonus. And, you know, I show you the video clip here. It's a $7 bonus. $16 for 30 minutes. $16 for 30 minutes. Going to the airport, 25 miles, $16. Basic Lyft. If it wasn't for the $7 bonus, that ride is trash. And you know what? At $23, that's $46 an hour, active hour. You can't get mad at that, guys. Ladies, you can't get mad at that, especially in today's days. But then when I get into the airport, you know, with Lyft, you can't change your driver profile. You can't change your platforms once you're on a ride with them. Like with Uber, thank you, Lord, Uber, we can change our platforms as needed. But with Lyft, you can't do that. And I just knew they were going to send me on some kind of a bad ride. And sure enough, I get in there. They tried to send me to South Miami for $23 on an extra comfort. There ain't nothing extra about their comfort. It's straight trash. Anyway, I'm not trying to complain, y'all. I guess today, and then I go back. I'm back at the airport, right? I go into the queue. I said, all right, I'm going to go use the bathroom, and I'll turn on X and get a next ride out of the airport. It'll take me somewhere where I can get some rides, right? You know, there ain't no sense in sitting there. Might as well just get a ride, get out. So my first mistake was I accepted a 40-minute ride, 39 minutes, right here for $24. Now, in hindsight, you know, it's a $36 an hour ride. I can't complain, right? Except from the minute I picked her up and all the way until I dropped her off, we never said a word to each other because she was so busy arguing with her boyfriend the whole way. I got dash cam footage. I could show you, but I won't. But trust me, 39 minutes of nothing but, you disrespect me. You hurt my feelings. You should have told me. Why wouldn't you tell me? It's not business. Oh my God. Okay. All right. No problem. I get her dropped off. As I'm starting to head back, Uber sends me a Premier $100 ride. I didn't even see where it was going, but I knew where it was going to go. It was going to MIA. Nice Premier ride for $100. I'm like, yes! 5 minutes away, yes! As soon as I accept it, cancel. Could be a multitude of reasons. Could be they saw Tesla and didn't see Model Y. They only saw Model 3. And if that's the case, I don't blame them. Or Premier, $100 ride. They could be hunting a Premier SUV. You know, they could be hunting the Suburbans that drop down to Premier and take the Premier rides, even though, you know, you're an SUV, but I understand you're hurting. It is what it is, y'all. So then, I'm cruising back, cruising down south. I hadn't eaten yet. I just got finished eating now. We're going to get to that in a minute with Wawa. Wawa, you ain't getting away with this one, buddy. And, yeah, I get a comfort ride, $9.21. You can see it here. $9.21 comfort ride. Two guys, you know, cool guys, whatever, older, wealthy, whatever, cruising down. I'm going to one house, it's like 3 blocks away. And he says, no, turn left here. We're going to go to my house and he can drive home. It's only 3 blocks. 3 blocks, y'all. 3 fucking blocks. Uber decided to take that 921 and turn it into an 802 because the trip was shortened. But Uber, you guys never, when the trip goes longer, time-wise, mileage-wise, 3 blocks? It's not even the $1.20. It's the principle. But whatever. I chucked it up. I'm just hungry. I hadn't eaten. So then I come to Wawa. I found the one meal at Wawa I can eat that doesn't interfere with my diet. And that's the, I'm not even going to tell you what it is. Let's just say it's a chicken bowl. We'll leave it at that. It's a chicken bowl. And when I get my bowl, you see, today could be one of those days where I just lose my shit. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, she makes it about half full. And I looked at the bowl, I looked at her. I looked at the bowl, I looked at her. I seen the pink hair. I was like, God damn, I could snap. But I didn't. I said, thank you. She turned her back, went away, didn't even say, you know. But that's $20 an hour, y'all, in Wawa. Wawa, your business has started to suck donkey whatever, you know. I don't understand. Anyway. Charging again because it's hot as shit out here. And I've been a little bit everywhere. And I'm just not getting the good rides. I'm getting rides. Right? I think I got 5 or 6 rides on the day for $76, $77. But nothing that's going to pay bills. So I'm going to have to figure something else out. But today we're going to keep it going, y'all. I'll be back later. All right, so we finished out yesterday. I got 2 really good rides, what I consider good rides, 2 Premier rides. I went to a spot I hadn't been to in a while, and I just parked, right? And I got a Premier ride to the airport. It was like $33. She tipped out 13, so it wound up being $47. And then to my surprise, Fort Lauderdale Airport, I got rematched with a $58 Premier going to Ball Harbor. So for me, you know, that wound up being what I needed to make the day. Finished around 190 for the day. But man, I tell you, I was out for a lot of hours yesterday. I guess that's the norm, right? This is what we're doing. We're discovering. We're grinding. We're going to make our money. Just got to figure out now how to replace Lyft. Because I can't do that. I can't go losing $450, $500 a week because Lyft wants to act crazy or not be so cooperative. You know what I mean? Anyway, all right. See you tomorrow.